My name is Phil Newsome, and I'm Director of the Midlands-Wales Advanced Therapy Treatment Centre, and I'm also Professor of Hepatology at the University of Birmingham. The Midlands-Wales Advanced Therapy Treatment Centre, or MW-ATTC, was established in 2018 with funding from Innovate UK, alongside two other centres, the Northern Alliance and IMATCH. The three centres share the goal of developing robust systems for the routine clinical delivery of advanced therapy medicinal products in the NHS throughout the United Kingdom. Advanced therapy medicinal products, or ATMPs for short, are products that fall into one of three categories: gene therapy medicinal products, somatic cell therapy medicinal products, and tissue engineered products. In essence, they're a revolutionary type of new medicine which uses genes, cells, or tissues to treat or prevent, or in some cases even cure, diseases. Now, these types of therapies differ from more conventional treatments in that they are a living type of drug that can be used to treat various conditions in novel ways, such as, for example, correcting a genetic deficiency, regenerating damaged tissues, or specifically targeting certain types of cancer, or even modulating the immune response that occurs in certain diseases. While some cell-based therapies, such as bone marrow transplantation, have been around for many years, ATMPs are different in that the cells or tissues used to make these medicines have either been engineered in some way or are delivered to a patient to perform a different biological function. Thankfully, major global investment in the advanced therapies industry has sparked a huge number of new ATMPs, with many more currently in development. There are many challenges that accompany the growth in ATMP development over what has been a relatively short period, particularly for such an innovative and relatively young industry. The MW-ATTC set out to develop a first-of-its-kind manufacturing process for new medicines, drive clinical adoption, and also accelerate access for patients to these new treatments. Our centre consists of a consortium made up of industry partners, academic, and NHS partners, who all work together across a range of sites in Birmingham, Swansea, Bristol, Cardiff, Nottingham, Leicester, and more recently, Oxford and Cambridge. Our partners have worked together to create this unique infrastructure, which is needed to enable the process of delivering advanced therapies to patients who require them. Now, this is a very complicated journey and involves taking material to hospital sites, to ATMP manufacturers, and requires logistical networks to transport and oversee the delivery of these therapies safely and securely between organizations. Shipments of material are often transported at low temperatures to help protect the cells inside, which is critical to ensure that the treatment works when ultimately it reaches the patient at the end of its journey, which on occasions may be thousands of miles, reflecting the distances between manufacturing sites and the hospitals themselves. Because advanced therapies are often unique to the patient they are created for, and because of the complexity of the time-consuming and often expensive process, it's very important to get all the steps correct the first time. Now, a large number of industry partners are in our consortium, and they're working closely together to establish the requirements of these logistical processes on a larger scale, and also to streamline them for optimal efficiency. We're also using our collective experience of digital IT informatics teams, academics, and clinical professionals to ensure we can develop new integrated solutions and technologies to ensure the right steps are in place when needed. This link between all our partners and organizations in the supply chain is going to be imperative to save time and money in the long run as ATMPs become more mainstream and widely used in the NHS. As the scale of development and manufacture of advanced therapies increases, the challenge arises to coordinate and accelerate clinical trials across multiple hospital sites in a short time frame, thus ensuring that patients from all across the UK can benefit. To address this, our centre is building a trials network to support the rapid delivery of cell therapy trials within the Midlands and Wales regions. We also know that new hospital sites with no prior experience of working with advanced therapies will often require specific guidance to allow them to navigate the complex regulatory framework. Our centre provides access to vital training resources and also working knowledge to allow these organisations to create the necessary governance structures and procedures to allow them to safely work with advanced therapies. These resources will include policies and procedures which can be locally adapted, and also pathways and flowcharts that can be used at the organisation levels. Now, at present, only a limited number of specially trained individuals currently have responsibility for receiving, handling and administering ATMPs within an organisation. However, as the use of ATMPs increases, it won't be feasible for them to manage all the ATMPs, and more departments within a hospital are likely to need to support these processes and individuals going forward. For that reason, we've therefore created general training and also role-specific educational resources such as videos, checklists, and job descriptions, which will be available to support teams and individuals who will be working with ATMPs for the first time in a hospital setting. And this ranges from pharmacists and nurses, and also to porters who may have to begin to take responsibility for receiving deliveries of ATMPs. To do this, we're working alongside the other ATTCs, the Cell and Gene Therapy Catapult, and other national bodies such as the Specialist Pharmacy Service to gather existing guidance in order to publish all of the materials in one place, the ATTC website. The MW-ATTC is patient-focused and utilises patient and public involvement groups to help inform how clinical trials with ATMPs should be designed, and gives insight into public views on advanced therapies. For example, feeding into work such as a recently published systematic review into patient and public perspectives on advanced therapies, which is published by MW-ATTC partners. And it also allows us to share the patient experience of receiving ATMPs. This information identifies the existing knowledge gaps and also helps us to continually learn and make improvements across all aspects of the ATMP pathway. It also allows us to respond appropriately to address issues which are raised. For example, we plan a series of dissemination events with patients at the heart of them, which allows us to tailor information to our audience, as well as allowing a unique group, patients and members of the public with an interest in advanced therapies to join a forum and come together. The complexity of administering advanced therapies drives our centre to continually evolve and innovate to ensure that there is a suitable pathway that can be utilised by local NHS organisations to ensure that patients can access vital treatments, whether they be clinical trials or licensed ATMPs.